So Kanye West showed up to the Grammys, the red carpet, to take pictures, and then he left. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Kanye West came with his wife, and his wife's name is Bianca Censori. Ain't that her name? Bianca Censori. Well, let me tell you something. Bianca Censori was uncensored at that red carpet. On that red carpet, Bianca Censori was uncensored. So he showed up. Kanye showed up to that red carpet dressed in black with black shades on. And he had his wife basically show up butt ass naked on that red carpet. Now, of course, I would love to show you. I've looked at the picture several times. I love it. Dr. Umar, don't get me. But I'll just show you, if you haven't seen it already, I'll show y'all just like a little picture of it. She's censored right here. But she had a sheer dress on. She had a sheer dress see-through. And I would love to show y'all how it looked without this blurred spot right here. You could see those melons. You could see the melons, and you could see that cootie cat down there. You could see everything. She turned around. You could see everything. It's like, I had to look. I'm like, is she just straight up like what? But it was a sheer see-through dress. And you could see everything. You saw those nipples. She was butt ass naked on the red carpet. It was real weird how she showed up too, because she had the black robe on, and then it's like he commanded her to take it off. She took it off and looked around, and they took pictures. And it was rumors that they got escorted out of the Grammys and all that, which was capped from my understanding. I think that they took the pictures, walked around the red carpet, and then just went home. Now, everybody was wondering why. This isn't the first time they've kind of done something like this. This is like typical Kanye, right? So I know a lot of people were just like, oh, she must be mind controlled. He's doing this to her, all this other stuff. So my thing is this. I don't see a problem with it. And the reason I don't see a problem with it is because Kanye could simply be reversing the hypersexual stereotype of black women. What do you mean by that, J Red? So you know how we have the sexy reds out here. We have the Megan the Stallions out here. What are they known for? The lottos, right? We got the BBLs. We got all this stuff going on. WAP. We got all this stuff going on. So when our women are exploited by these record labels and these companies and stuff like that to be hypersexual, what do we do? Or what are they called? Oh, they're sluts, they're whores, they're ratchet, they're degenerate, they're explicit, everything you can think of, right? Which they participate in it. Sexy Red is twerking on the carpet, red carpet, have her shoes off. They be half naked, all this other stuff, right? So could Kanye be doing like a reverse on that? This is my wife. She's sexually explicit, and I'm going to show y'all that. So I'm going to repaint this narrative that, like, if black people do it, where are the white people? Are they called the same thing? Because I haven't heard anybody call Bianca Censori. I haven't heard that nobody call her degenerate. I haven't heard nobody calling her hypersexual. I haven't heard nobody call her ratchet. The main thing is, how is Kanye letting his wife come out like that? It's blaming Kanye, which I can understand because that's her husband, and the man should have a say so on that. I'm not surprised with Kanye, but how come she's not getting the backlash that Megan Thee Stallion, Lotto, Sexy Red, all of them get for being, they got on Lotto for wearing a dress, like a little tight dress at a toy drive or something that she did, which it wasn't even that bad, right? Black women get scrutinized for wearing something a little too tight, but when she shows up on the red carpet, is it art? Is it fashion? All this other stuff. I will say this: Kanye is a marketing genius. He knows how to get people riled up, and he knows what he's doing by controlling the media. Because look what's happening. I'm the media, and I'm talking about it right now. I'm not sure if he's planning to sell those type of sheer see-through dresses. That'll be interesting to see. You know what I'm saying? But she was butt ass naked on the red carpet. But How come she's not getting called what Sexy Red is being called, what Megan Thee Stallion is being called? Megan Thee Stallion twerking everywhere, which I'm not vouching for them, but how come she doesn't have that same smoke as these other black women do? So is Kanye trying to reverse it to make it seem like, okay, I'm doing it to the white women too? What is Kanye doing with it? What's going on in the chat? Shout out to the chat. You said what they could have done was for one reporter to call her in and speak for both. Oh, y'all still talking about the you Kanye is not reversing anything. He's harming us as people. It should not be done like that at all. What you say? Shout out to Kanye for not having melanated woman of his ventures. You say, yeah, I saw that too. It's like she hesitated and then she mumbled something to her like, do this for me. The why, the both stay relevant for not doing anything. Shout out to Kanye for not having us melanated women in. Okay, all right. So y'all going in. Y'all going in. You said people weren't even going on the first woman's news, or do they really talk about her sexuality? So that's my thing. It's like, where's the smoke for her? How come the energy isn't reciprocated towards her? You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen some people say what you're saying, do that vlogs. Shout out to do that vlogs. I've been seeing some people call that out, but it's the whole he's mind controlling her. How do we know she doesn't want to express herself like that? Right? How come Megan Thee Stallion, Sexy Red, all of them, which they're performative, how come they get scrutinized for all that stuff, but the same smoke isn't on her? I want to hear and get the same energy, because when white women do it, and this ain't the first time, you know, when Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B did the whole WAP video and they were bumping coochies together on their video, the same thing was happening at the MTV Awards. Remember when who was that? Christina Aguilera and Madonna and Britney Spears were kissing each other and doing all that freaky stuff on stage, right? It was art, right? It was art, and people were praising it and stuff like that. But more black women do it at the Grammys, which, look, I wasn't for. I did a video talking about that. But when they were doing it, it's all slutty and all this other stuff. So, and I mean, some people, for those who are keeping the same energy for both, I applaud that, right? But with Kanye doing that, it just made him look like a lunatic. The black man looking like a lunatic. There's this black man that has this white woman being held against her will, exploiting her. So could Kanye be doing that on purpose? Because they do it to our women all the time. So, but yeah, it's a Kanye thing and not a Bianca Censori thing. How come nobody's trashing her? That's what I'm looking at. You say Kanye is, and since Katrina is always top 10 relevant topics of conversation, it's a game. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Okay, trying to keep up with her. You said you're right. I'm surprised I didn't think to blame her. Maybe it's because I've been reading a lot of comments, mostly directed at Kanye. So that's a good take for me to think about. That's all I'm saying. See, I'm here to shed light on something like that. I'm talking about her. Because what do they say about Megan? She got the right to express her sexual freedom. Sexy Red, they say the same thing. Lizzo showed up damn near butt naked. You know what I'm saying? Shaking her ass at NBA games and stuff like that. They called it liberation. But she gets called out for that. Our black women get called out for that. But how do we know? How come it's a Kanye thing? And how do we know Bianca didn't want to do this for her sexual freedom? But since it's a black man, right? Since it's a black man, she's being held against her will. That's what it is. I'm calling out the contradiction. What up, Universal 035? You say, hey, Jerry, what are your thoughts on Chris Brown's Grammy Award win? He was nominated for 3 awards. He won 1 out of 3. His win marks his second time since 13 years ago. I loved it, man. Universal 035. I shouted out Rap City. I forgot about Chris Brown, though. Thank you for reminding me. I shouted out Chris Brown. I shouted out Rap City. I'm shouting out Chris Brown right now. I shouted out Doechii, Rap City, Kendrick Lamar, Beyonce. I loved it. I love that. I forgot to talk about that, though. Thank you for bringing that up. You said her dad was definitely punching the air when she was giving him neck in Italy. Y'all remember that too? Y'all remember that? But they blame that on Kanye. They blame that when they were doing that thing up in Italy, when they were caught and he was getting fellatio on that boat. You remember that? It's always pointed at Kanye. Kanye's crazy. Kanye had Kim Kardashian, and that's his shtick. When you think about it, Amber Rose, Kim Kardashian, just he likes that wild, freaky thing where he just don't mind his woman being naked and everything like that, which is his thing. But it's always blamed on him and not blamed on the women. But when our women do it, you know what I'm saying? What if it was a white man that brought her on the red carpet? Would they be saying the same thing about him? Or would it be artistic freedom? It's art, it's fashion. Kanye knows what he's doing. And that's why I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. You say the videos are so wild, it's kind of crazy that you don't have to pay to see them. That I pay to see it, it means something different. Showing it for free is wild. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's something to really, really think about. That is something to really think about. And I wanted to put that out there for you to think about.